Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Former Inkster officer William Melendez, who was convicted in a police brutality case, is a free man this afternoon. We'll have the latest coming up. Plus, it's official. Detroit native Ben Carson is a confirmed member of President Trump's cabinet. Plus, President Donald Trump putting the auto industry and its high-paying jobs on the map.
We're bringing manufacturing back to the United States big league. We're reducing taxes very substantially, and we're reducing unnecessary regulations. We're going to make the process much more simple for the auto companies and for everybody else that wants to do business in the United States.
And that breakfast was for 4 this morning. It tops our news at noon. I'm Evrod Cassimy. President Trump hosted the domestic 3 CEOs, and it's all part of a push by the president to open more manufacturing plants, and he's sticking with the high-ticket items, autos. Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney is live in Washington, D.C. for us this afternoon, and you've got to look at how everything all went, Rod.
Well, I did, and in fact, it's one of those situations where it's obvious that there's pressure from the president on the domestic 3 CEOs to get something accomplished. And while they're certainly happy to come and have breakfast with him, there are probably still a lot of questions about what it is that the president really wants. And that really matters here because they clearly like the idea of a reduced corporate income tax, which is what the president has talked about. But the idea of tariffs as the alternative is one of the problems that could be troublesome for them. So what do? Well, the president is attacking the issue on a lot of fronts while making it clear that he wants more American manufacturing for vehicles that are sold here in the United States. Ford's Mark Field, CEO, weighed in on some of the other ways that they might get help from the president, and it's making them happy, at least at this point.
We're going to make the process much more simple for the auto companies and for everybody else that wants to do business in the United States. I think you're going to find us to be from very inhospitable to extremely hospitable. I think we'll go down as one of the most friendly countries, and right now it's not. I mean, I have friends that want to build in the United States. They go many, many years, and then they can't get their environmental permit over something that nobody ever heard of before, and it's absolutely crazy.
And I would just call out yesterday the president's decision to withdraw from the TPP. We've been very vocal, both as an industry and as a company, and we've repeatedly said that the mother of all trade barriers is currency manipulation. And TPP failed in meaningfully dealing with that. And we appreciate the president's courage to walk away from a bad trade deal.
And so there is a sort of a kumbaya moment there that you're seeing with the CEO of Ford, Mark Field, saying that he and President Trump are on the same page. But the real question about all of this is cost. What is it going to cost? How do they make sure that the company still can stay profitable? And that's something that's far from determined at this point, and you don't get that accomplished in a 45-minute breakfast here in Washington, D.C. But there's so much to talk about with this, where this is all headed, and of course reaction from our own congressional delegation. We'll be hearing from them on Local 4 News later on at 4, 5, and 6. Reporting live from Washington, D.C., Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Also breaking at this hour, President Donald Trump's nominee for Housing Secretary, Detroit native Dr. Ben Carson, has been approved for the job by the Senate committee. The Senate committee approved several other nominations as well, including Elaine Chao as head of the Transportation Department, as well as billionaire Wilbur Ross as head of the Commerce Department. Today, 9 nominees will have confirmation meetings. We, of course, are going to be keeping track of them all, and we'll let you know about the outcomes either on the air here on Local 4 or on our website, clickondetroit.com. And we are just learning that President Trump says that he will announce his pick to fill the Supreme Court vacancy sometime next week. That vacancy comes after the death of Justice Antonin Scalia back in February of last year. And President Trump is expected to sign an executive order to continue construction of the Dakota Access and Keystone oil pipelines. Last year, the Army opted to look at other routes for the pipeline after the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and many others protested the line, stating that it threatened drinking water and Native American sites. And even more breaking news from Washington this afternoon, with several sources reporting that President Bush is asking FBI Director James Comey to stay on the job. That would be President Trump asking for James Comey to stay on the job there. Comey came under fire from both Republicans and Democrats over the Bureau's investigation of Hillary Clinton's email accounts while she served as Secretary of State. Keeping Comey in place will also spare the new administration from a possible confirmation battle for a Comey replacement. There are several developments in Washington already today involving President Trump. As you just heard, the Congressional Budget Office reports the president has inherited a stable economy with a projected growth of 2.3%, with unemployment expected to remain under 5%. House Speaker Paul Ryan has invited the president to speak to a joint session of Congress on February 28th. And at the same time, Ryan is not agreeing with comments the president made to congressional leaders that he lost the popular vote to Hillary Clinton because of votes cast by illegal immigrants. And breaking here at home from Bellamy Creek, where former Inkster police officer William Melendez has been released from prison. You might remember Melendez was sentenced between 13 months and 10 years in prison back in 2014. After beating an unarmed man during a traffic stop. Well, today he was released after just 14 months. The victim in the case, 58-year-old Floyd Dent, says that he does forgive Melendez and believes that he is a changed man. In Saginaw now, the search is on for two masked gunmen who killed a former gang member recently commuted by President Barack Obama. 31-year-old DeMarlon Thomas had his 19-year sentence commuted by then President Obama back in November. Since his release, Thomas had been staying at a halfway house in Saginaw, but that was until last night when two gunmen stormed the house and killed Thomas execution style. Nobody else was hurt in the attack, but police are investigating. We continue to follow a developing story now out of Commerce Township, where a woman was killed and her husband was taken into custody. This happened at a home on Applebrook Drive near Huron Valley Hospital last night in Commerce Township. That's where we find our Coco McAvoy this afternoon. And Coco, you can only imagine the family members are devastated. What are they saying?
That's right, Evrod. They are just absolutely devastated by this awful situation. I spoke to a family member over the phone who says they're trying to pull it together. Family members also arrived out here. They're trying to get the dogs out of the house, and they tell me that the woman who was killed was sweet, loving, and a mother of three wonderful children. They're just extremely saddened by this, and neighbors are feeling that shock too.
Devastating, shocked. We're very sad for the children. Our hearts go out to the children.
Nina Kadili lives a few houses down from where authorities say a woman was killed in her home last night. The woman's husband was taken into custody in connection to her death. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department says this all happened after an argument of some kind inside of the house. As the investigation continues, neighbors are mourning a woman who they say was sweet, loving, and an incredible mother.
We just can't believe something like this happened in this neighborhood. So yeah, it's very devastating and shocking to hear.
And authorities have not yet released the cause of death for the woman, but neighbors in the area tell me that the Oakland County Sheriff's Office was out here this weekend at that home and also about a month ago. But family members tell me they seemed like the perfect, most normal family and that they didn't ever see them arguing, so they're extremely shocked by all of this. Reporting live this noon, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
Alrighty, Coco, thank you for the update there. A man with 12 previous drunk driving convictions will be spending up to 50 years in prison for killing a 12-year-old girl. 49-year-old Charles Cahill was arrested back on July 27th after he crashed into a minivan while driving pretty fast in Sumter Township. The crash critically injured 12-year-old Victoria Mack, who died just 3 days after as a result of her injuries. Today, he appeared in a Detroit courtroom for his sentencing, where he broke down in tears while apologizing to Mack's family.
I can't forgive myself. I wish it was me. Wish I could change that day. If I could change that moment that happened, I would.
Now, Mack will now spend at least the next 27 years of his life in prison sentence, with his maximum sentence set at 50 years. Well, turning to the forecast now, it was kind of a mild morning, but we're looking for some of the same weather for this afternoon. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Brandon Rue for an update.
Still looking for the sun, and I'll tell you, not finding much of it over the next 7 days. And looking at the long-term models, winter is returning soon, and it doesn't bring a whole lot of promise for sunshine either. Well, now that I've made your day, let me just settle in here with some temperatures. 41 at Metro, 39 Ann Arbor, it's 37 in Pontiac. Good afternoon, Lapeer, 37 there. We have 40 Grosse Ile and Monroe, 39 in Harrow, Ontario. Not going up too much further temperature-wise. We have 41 to 42 degrees between 2 and 4 o'clock with the cloud cover sticking around. But here at the noon hour, this should be the last of the showers. Tracking some rain up in Sanilac, St. Clair counties, parts of Monroe County still getting a couple of splash and dashers. And as we look even here downriver, Wayne County moving into the Essex, Windsor area here with some light showers. That should be about it for today. And then tomorrow we start with clouds and watch a little wintry mix moving in. We will track that, and that brings the changeover back to the cool air and snow. We'll talk about it coming up in the big forecast. In the meantime, if you have to head out the door, you need your weather right now, I've got your 4-zone weather updated. Find your zone, your 7-day specific to your neighborhood on the weather tab. Click on Detroit.com.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Still to come here at noon, celebrations in one portion of war-torn Iraq. We'll tell you why these people are celebrating. Plus, breaking news from Israel as tensions there are rising. Find out why Palestinians are not pleased.
There's new information out that really does suggest the time a child goes to school really does have a direct effect on the grades. Local school district, they've taken a look at this research. They've gone back, they've gone forth, they've gone back, they've gone forth. We talked to them to find out where this data stands and whether or not it's something you should really pay attention to, really. Today at 4 on First at 4.
And we are continuing to follow breaking news from Washington, where leaders of the Detroit's Big Three met with President Trump this morning. The newly elected president telling the CEOs that he wants to make it easier for them to build and invest here in the U.S. Ford CEO Mark Fields applauded Trump's remarks and his decision to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And we're also learning President Donald Trump's nominee for Housing Secretary, Detroit native Dr. Ben Carson, has been approved for the job by the Senate committee. And then here at home, breaking news as well, as former Inkster police officer William Melendez has been released from prison. Melendez was sentenced anywhere from 13 months to 10 years in prison for beating an unarmed man during a traffic stop back in 2014. Today, he was released after just 14 months. We're back in a minute. The search is on for a man who approached several children in New Baltimore. Police say that this maroon van has been seen at 2 separate locations. On Saturday, a man driving the van talked to a group of kids while they were walking down the street. And then on Monday, the van followed a girl home from school before driving away. If you see this van, do not approach it. You're asked to call police immediately. And we have breaking news now from the Middle East that is increasing tensions between Israel and the Palestinians. The government of Israel has approved plans for 2,500 new settler homes on the West Bank. Palestinian Authority has reacted, saying that the move is a threat to peace. Tensions are already high there after the militant Hamas group said a proposed move of the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem could spark violence. And a group of Palestinians in Gaza protested today against the proposal to put the U.S. embassy in Jerusalem. They burned images of President Trump and called the proposal a crime against their national cause. A White House spokesperson says that no final decision has yet been made about moving the embassy. And while there are protests among Palestinians, there are celebrations in one portion of war-torn Iraq. Iraqis in Mosul, who have been living under the oppression of the Islamic State, are celebrating the advances of Iraqi forces that have pushed Islamic State fighters out of the eastern half of Mosul. In the river in that area through the heart of Mosul, and now the Iraqi military, with U.S. support, will focus on forcing the Islamic State out of the western part of that city. So to come here at noon, a warning about an ingredient in some skincare products. We'll tell you why they're considered harmful. Brandon?
We are waiting for these rain showers to start moving out of the area, but this nor'easter sort of blocking its progress. That plus a wintry mix coming as the restart of winter. Well, it's coming our way next.
All these children are headed to court.
Teaching them about
The law are rights.
It's a field trip unlike any other.
The different things you can get a different punishment for.
And the lessons they learn could shape the rest of their lives.
I thought it was really fun.
Order in the Court, tonight at 11.